Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. All right, Taurus. So tonight we have the Prince of Swords. This is a really strong, energetic energy. I think of the prince and the princess as these kind of youthful, potent, like when you see little kids running around for like 8 hours straight and then they sit down for 5 minutes and have some, carrot sticks, and then they get back up and they go running for another 5 hours straight. And you think, how do you have all of that energy? Well, that's what the Prince and Princess card kind of feel like to me. So in this dynamic, which is not my favorite one, let me just say, it kind of reminds me, I just have to be honest, it always has reminded me of kind of like, on the shadow side of this card, more of the 4chan, lolcow, just really kind of, I don't know, the kind of meaner side of the internet, right? And I'm somebody who, most of my adult life, I've spent since I was 13, 14, when I got my first internet computer at home. I've been online a lot. So, this is can be a feeling of a contrarian, an edgy, kind of mean, cynical person, but very smart, right? Very smart, very talented, very capable, maybe not great at applying themselves for, productive things. And on the other side of it, this is somebody who, really loves whatever it is that they're pointing their attention at, right? This could be a big, sports fan, or, somebody that is, into fandom, or obsessive about the things that they believe or study or research, or maybe there's somebody that needs to be traveling and seeing the world all the time. This is a really driven person. They don't always have an exact goal or a pinpointed place, but often there is that great understanding, right? And with understanding comes, the ability to see things from many different places, and that gives you a lot of options. So this is maybe not somebody that's great at choosing, but they're really good at conceptualizing, right? So I want to, as we're getting started to do the bowl here, I just want to point out that we have on the rim here a heart, and then we have the number 1 and the number 9. Okay, so 91 and a heart. 91 and a heart. Or it could be 19 and a heart, of course. Now I'm just going to, we're not going to spin it this time since we handled it. Okay, and we're just going to lift you up here. All right, and let's take a look. So I want to say thank you so much for being here. This is a timeless reading. That means that it is activated whenever you click on it. It is recorded on November 24th, 2025, and will be put out on November 25th, 2025. I just want you to know the date so you have some context, of when this was recorded. Also, if you want to support the channel in any way, consider liking, subscribing, leaving a comment. I would love to hear what you are grateful for this week. All right. So, this one's very interesting. We have a person right here with a dog. Here's the person. the head, here's the upper body, their legs. Now here's a little dog in front of them. Now it looks like they're holding some kind of like flower, or maybe it's like a plant or something like this. And it seems like, much like the Cups card, right? The hand sticking out of the Aether holding another flower towards this person. There's an exchange with the divine, with a flower, which is a mystery that is opening. So you are receiving revelation. There are probably dreams, visions, synchronicities, repeating concepts, ideas, words, numbers, whatever. You are feeling in tune, Taurus. And the universe is looking at you. The universe is responding to you. So what do you have to say to it? What are you going to do with your time? You have the floor. The universe is waiting. So what are your dreams? What are your goals? I feel like this is a place where, yeah, maybe we're in, high gear, busy. Who isn't busy right now? But I think you're also thinking like, man, the year is starting to come to an end. We're going to be starting over. We're almost to the next decade. I mean, my goodness. Time is flying by, or at least we perceive so. So what am I going to do in this next time? Where am I going to put my time, my effort, my resources? What makes sense for Taurus in this next year? You are the first reading I've had where you're starting to think about those end of year promises that you make to yourself. The end of year lists and daydreams and vision boards and intentions and appeals. I'm excited. Personally, I'm excited. I can't wait to see what we have in store. But we also have the dog here. This tells me that somebody close in your life, your spouse, your children, your best friend, this is a time when you're going to be coming together. This is going to be a joint effort. You have a mission. You are a team. And you're going to make this work. I feel you rising this year. I feel this being a year unlike the last or the one before it. Now, I'm going to turn this thing here. I don't want to make this a love reading, but I can't help if it's a love reading. We have a road. We have a tower intact. I'm going to have a drink of my coffee here. As you can hear, I'm still a little cruddy. So sorry about that, but I am trying so hard. I'm trying. Okay, so we also have a heart. Taurus, my babes. I used to be married to a Taurus. My first husband who passed away was a Taurus, and he was amazing. Like the best artist, the coolest, like counterculture graffiti dude ever. He was such a good person, such a cool person. I don't know. Just everybody loved him. I just have such an affinity for Taurus. Like, they feel to me more like sibling. Like, we were of course we were married, but he felt like my brother. I met him when I was young, and I feel like we grew up together in a lot of ways in my 20s. He was a little older than me, but yeah, Taurus, Great. You guys are the best. Honestly, you have the best energy. Unless you're mad, of course. Unless you get mad, then whew. Yeah. Not the best. But I won't make it. We vibe, right? I'm a Virgo. We're both earthy people. I definitely vibe with a Taurus. Okay, so we have I'm really refraining from saying all this, but I feel like you either have a crush or you're in love or you're courting somebody who is like, you know that if something went wrong with them, it would be bad. Like, I feel like this is a person that it's like they hold you hostage in your relationship. And on some level, I kind of think that, like, you like this, like, kind of control dynamic because it's kind of mutual, possibly. But I feel like you're just getting, like, you've been through it already. You've been through some people's BS, basically. You've been treated poorly in at least one previous relationship. And I'm looking at this up here as I'm saying that. Oh gosh, and look at what came up. I put it down on accident, upside down. The Lovers, right? So in a previous relationship, we had, I was looking here, we have two people holding each other, like they're dancing, and we have the music right there. Okay, we also have this as the Tower, so it feels like your fundamental pillar relationship has either already just fallen apart, or there's something going on with somebody else where it feels like it might dislodge whatever existing relationships that you have. Okay. I'm not saying you're cheating, but it could be that even you're single, but you've been holding out for somebody, you've been waiting, or, you've been trying to work things out or whatever. And then you meet this other person. And I feel like it really pulls you away from the path, but of courting this other person, whatever. So I want to see, I kind of just am wondering, like, what is, I guess, part of the anxiety of this new person, and what are you kind of worried about happening? Because I feel there's a lot of resistance, but you're also very drawn to them. I think the new person is somebody who is volatile, though. 100%. I don't know why, but I know. And so you're worried about, the 10 of Swords, right? Moving. I feel like you're worried about, things falling apart in your life. This is going to destabilize everything in your own mind, right? That's what you feel like is happening. Now, let's see. Yeah. Okay. Indolence and the priest. Okay. So I feel that it's kind of almost like when you are pressured or somebody pushes back with you a little bit, you get into this place of like being like a kid that's like, I know you are, but what am I? Like that kind of, I just shut down. I'm just going to keep putting this on you, and I'm just going to keep, trying to shake it, and I'm going to, go this way, go that way. You're never going to catch me. Act like you don't care. This is like your husband, your wife is crying, begging you, let's go to counseling. And it's nah, that kind of attitude, which, listen, I've been on both sides. I get it. I get that. For me, that's full defense. Like, you have done something so, like, I just can't, I can get over it. Of course I can, because what are you, really? I mean, baby, I got ADHD. I'll barely remember you in a few years. Believe that. But once you show me like that, you know what I mean? It's never going to be the same. And if it's bad enough, or if it's weird enough, like bad weird, not like fun weird. If it's weirdo enough, bro, it's just done. There's no boundary. You do not exist. I do not exist to you. You know what I mean? And you get into that Eight of Cups energy. Here's the deal though. You have super crazy intuition. You already know what it is before it is what it is. Like you know, way before anything even pops off, you already know. You're a Torso. Dude, you know you're the one like jumping on in. You know you're the one hanging out to see what's going to go down. You know what I mean? Like, you can shake your head no all you want. I know you. I'm standing right next to you. So I feel like you're really going to have to lean on that intuition. Absolutely. I feel like, you know, you can get into these low, kind of sunken places where you're acting out your name, you know, like not who you are at all. This is just like the most, like, well, kind of reptile brain survival, you know, it just reminds me of like kids in school, right? Just like the bullying school, just getting into that mindset. But that's not you. Maybe it used to be. No judgment. I was not a nice kid, dude. I came from hell. I grew up in hell. And I was not nice. Oops. Just Spirit's like, wow, I'm taking your stick, Lenor. No, I was not nice. I wasn't. I'm still not nice. To be honest with you, I'm like kind. I'm kind now. But I'm not nice all the time. I can be nice. If I'm super, super nice to you, then you know I'm uncomfortable. That's just the truth. If I'm real with you, or, you know, I'll show some kind of vulnerability, then yeah, we good. But if I'm super nice, that's like the ultimate, like, keep a buffer between me and you. Like, for real. But anyways, yes, the high priest, I feel like it's like you just got to keep on with that. You got to keep on with it. Now with this other person though, the older person, not older, but the one that you, I think are broken up with, you know, but you still, that's like your big relationship. Now we have the road, right? We had the road, we had the tower, and we have the heart down here. And I do feel that, you know, you're slowly getting to a place where I kind of think that I see you ending up kind of happily being on your own for a little while, you know, or within your relationship, kind of refocusing on your own stuff and not being very bothered or worried about anything romantic at all. Okay. Which this ends up being the real gift from the universe, right? This time, the space, and opportunity to be with self, to have your own love story with yourself, which, by the way, is the greatest love story there will ever be. So, we also have a lake. We have, it looks like TY. We have, it looks like, look at dueling wizards. This one looks like a wizard. Its hat looks like it's kind of up here. This one looks like its hand is out, like, and it has a dragon. And then a tree. Oops, I touched it. My bad. It has the tree. I lost my stick. The spirit took my stick from you guys. We also have, it looks like it says AP. APP as in Peter. So I don't think this is like really you're going to be battling wizards, but if you are, please put it in the comments or email me. I want to know all about wizard battles. Dude, I want to be in the wizard battle, please. Actually, maybe not. I don't like occult warfare. It actually is really annoying because now everybody's online. It used to be that it was just like little forums, or you had to like write into zines or periodicals or put like your little diss in your like book or whatever to the other gang that Theosophy is great for this. Any of their texts, you will see that they were at war with people. But yeah, I don't think it's anything like that. Although if it is, yes, please put me up on it. I don't want to be involved in the occult warfare, but I love the gossip. Not because I care, because I'm nosy. But I feel like this is almost kind of, I feel like you're living in a place of like daydreaming, creative. Maybe you're reading fantasy. Maybe you're even just reading fiction or reading it all for the first time in a while. Listening to audiobooks, doing your thing, helping the collective unconscious. I mean, goodness. But yeah, I do. I think that there's a real sense of like having all these like really vivid dreams and daydreams and just wanderings of mind. And, I think part of it is probably like a coping mechanism. Because you're going through it with relationships and love. You might be in love. Man, dreams are so potent when you're in love. When you are in love. I mean, like you're quitting your job because you guys don't want to get out of bed. You know what I mean? Like that kind of just, not lust. I'm not just saying lust. That's part of it. The sensuality, definitely. But I don't want to leave my cocoon because you're here, right? Like I want to stay in this space forever with you. And, physically feeling incapable of parting. And that, of course that cannot be sustained. Hopefully not anyways. I think that would get a little much after a while. But in those first enthralling, weeks, months, years, it's just potent dreams, visions, creativity. I love to be in love like anybody else, but I'm a romantic, and I fully understand that if I'm going to be doing work, I need to be in love. Now, it doesn't have to be with a person. In fact, though, I think the older I get, the less and less I desire any kind of interaction with other people when it comes to my exploration of love, right? In its infinite forms. Now, of course, my daughter, she's the ultimate love. But yeah, I mean, and being married is a wonderful love, especially because it kind of spans a variety of things, and the romantic, the domestic, and that feeling of at least hoping. You never know until something happens, but if you got sick, somebody would take care of you. Unfortunately, some of us have been married to people who wouldn't, or in relationships with people who wouldn't. And if that's the case, I will tell you straight up, run. But yeah, I feel like I keep getting this feeling of like a hammock that's been left out of season. Like it's in the backyard and it's flipping around and there's a storm coming in and it's cold. Maybe it's even like an ice storm because it has that sound, like the shattering of ice. And you can hear it down the street, right? The street is lined with trees, and the trees, they catch the water, it turns to ice. And then when the wind blows, you hear that kind of glass sound. And I feel like for you, it's just a sense of wanting to break free from this fragility. There's a sense of just, I'm so tired of being tied to anything else. Like my value is dependent on what work I can do or what kind of husband I can find, or what kind of, what kind of shoes my kid is wearing on a Thursday to school, or whatever the heck. And it just is all so fragile because it's not real. None of it is real, really, like not on a really real level. Not on a really real level. No, because it is. It's the only way that we can really find it is by going into the places, right? In mind and memory, and those places that are meditative, those places that are holy, those places that are terrifying. And your invitation, and mark my words here, your invitation is always through dreams or these moments where you start to feel inspired, where things feel dreamier, where things feel a little more loose or a little more connected. Or I'm not talking about mania, although, okay, that could, that might help a little bit, but yeah. And I feel you going into it. And I feel you really pushing against that fragility. And I'm not calling you fragile. Man, we all have it. And we all have it in spells and seasons. And, that look or that word that your mother used to say to you. Or, you put on like a clothes. It reminds you of something that you wore when you were 12 and some boy made fun of you. And we just want to take it and pull it all down and get rid of it. Let it go. Be gone. Burn it and blow the ashes at the wind. That's where I feel like you're at. And I love it. I love it. And I stan you. I want to go right there with you. Okay. We also have the number 7. 7 seems to be very important lately. We also have the number 5. We have the name, it looks like Linda. Linda. Linda, possibly. I have an auntie Linda. I haven't talked to her in like 25 years, maybe. I don't know. Long time. Ooh, there's an A. We have an A. We have a snake. We have a lock. We have a key. We have a girl letting go of a heart. But as like almost like letting go of a balloon. Here and there's a heart going that way. So setting intentions, and I do. I think that there is a sense here of you allowing yourself to also kind of more finely define what you want. I think that at this time in your life, you have had enough experience and heartbreak and triumph that you know what you want and you know what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do, what you will put up with, what you won't put up with. I'm so sorry, I didn't realize that was right there. And I feel like you are on the eve of your becoming. Now, not your first becoming, and it won't be your last becoming. Not by any means, but this is a becoming. There's something that you recently, in the last, I don't know, it could be months or weeks, I don't know. Maybe you're even more impulsive than me in the last few days. That you've discovered that you are drawn to, you're interested in, you want to spend time with. You've been thinking about it. You've been looking at maybe tools or, maybe, I don't know, something to help realize you partaking. So, for instance, like if you wanted to start painting, right? You've been looking at brushes, that kind of thing. Do it. I think this is it. This is one of those things. This is going to be one that sticks for you. So whatever it is, if it's a job, a hobby, a person, a friendship, a place that you want to live, do it. Just do it. And let me know how it goes. I think it will be very blessed. And if it's not, then just remember, I was never given a name. I was never given a name. Don't come looking for me. All right, here we go. First lucky number, 21. 21. 86. 86. 90. 90. All right. Well, Taurus, I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you for being here with me. It's always such a pleasure. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you. Other than that, again, I love you. We'll talk soon. Good night.